I'm Sarah Jo, Lawless.
I'm Tyler Lawless, and we have a little girl, Annabelle, who's now 2.
Just turned 2 in April. When she was born full term. I was a 35-year-old mom for the first time. So I did all of the scans. I made sure I was really prepared. I did, the anatomy scans, the chromosome, genetic testing, everything there was to know. I like to be prepared. I went into labor almost at 40 weeks, right on time. We had her no problem until a few minutes after. She started running a temperature. She got up to 102 and started having some tremors, so they took her to the NICU, which is where she stayed for the next 12 days. It turned out that she was withdrawing from a medication that I was on during pregnancy. That was, a really rough time. And being in the NICU is hard. We're lucky we didn't have to be there for longer, but in hindsight, it turned out to be a blessing because in our area, hearing screenings aren't done for all babies. Because we were in the NICU, any baby that's there for 3 days or more a hearing screening is done for them. So that's the reason why we had early intervention. When at day 3, a hearing screening was done, and she didn't pass. And like so many other people have mentioned that have gone through what we've gone through, it was brushed off a little bit. She was tiny. She was 5 pounds, 9 ounces when she was born. And the delivery was really fast. So it was assumed that it was fluid in her ears. She didn't pass again, right about the time of discharge. They tested us one last time and nothing. And then we set up a follow-up visit with our local audiologist for a month out. So in between then, we got to go home 12 days after she was born, and then we were home for a couple weeks before our appointment. And we just kind of tried to settle into life as new parents of a needy newborn. She was really, really clingy. She never wanted to be put down. And now looking back, it's because she couldn't, that was her only sense. That was her only point of contact, was being held, because she also has a vision impairment. But we didn't know any of that at the time. And I would do things like slam the dryer door, bang things around. Sometimes she would startle and sometimes she wouldn't. And maybe I was seeing things, but I kind of knew there was something up, but I really, really didn't want there to be something up.
I didn't think twice about it after they told us it was probably fluid in the ears. She failed, but it's probably nothing. And that was really all I thought about it until, how long was it, a month out?
Yeah, just about when she was a month old, we went and got the test, and he was at work. So I went, got the news from our audiologist, Carrie, who has been a big part of our lives now for the last couple of years. And she, as gentle as you can give somebody that news, got the news that she has severe profound hearing loss in both ears. She just wasn't hearing. At that moment, I felt like the silence was really, really loud. I didn't even know how to handle it. I just thought, well, maybe she'll grow out of it, which was a totally irrational thought, but I desperately didn't want that to be like the news I was hearing. And I'm not generally a real emotional person, but I couldn't really reel it in and deal with what was being said to me. But then, I needed something to hold on to. And after I got myself together, I talked to her about, what do we do? Like, what is next for us? What is the plan? And that very first appointment where she, told me that my daughter was deaf, we came up with, first we do hearing aids and then we do cochlear implants. I needed something. And that was good. Like, at least I had a plan. Yeah. And then I came home with my baby, and Tyler came home from work, and Annabelle and I were sitting on the couch.
I came home and kind of sarcastically said, "Well, can she hear?" And Sarah shook her head. And I felt like I got punched in the gut. It was like a real hopeless feeling. I didn't I had probably a million thoughts at once, going. And it took a while for it to really sink in for me. I think it took a few days, of being sad, depressed, angry, all the, grieving symptoms. And only a few days later, kind of started to come to the reality that she's going to have, no hearing.
Right. What's her future going to look like?
Yeah.
Really, I think I do remember him saying, especially in those first few days, she's gonna play sports, she's gonna have friends, she's gonna do this and that. Because when you're expecting a baby, you talk about, oh, she's gonna like the music like I like. No, just the little things. She's gonna play baseball. Tyler's a huge baseball fan. I will say now she was a little champion in her gymnastics class, and she's going to be in swimming lessons now, so those things aren't an issue now. But we had no idea if she was going to have access to all of the things that she wanted to do and all of the things that we hoped for her. So it's been 2 years just like that. Like, it's gone so fast, and right away, right after that, nothing prepares you for that. But people just showed up. Like, our audiologist has been amazing. I have her personal number. Like, I can contact her. Our speech therapist. We had, community resources. We have a sign language teacher who comes to our house. We have developmental, plans for her in place. Anything that we feel like is lacking or that we need, we have somebody to reach out to, and they have already offered themselves to us and told us how they can help us. So it could have been a lot more of a struggle had there not been people already committed to helping families like us.
The support was amazing.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people involved that have really been there for us. Like Sarah said, in really every way that we could have needed any support, we were lucky to have someone there. We're doing our best to learn how to sign, and coming along with that, it takes some time to learn a new language, but it's fun. I couldn't be happier with the way that Annabelle has developed, the way that she's starting to grow up. She's an active, happy little toddler, and there's really nothing I would change about her anymore. So it's definitely flipped a complete 180 from when I first heard that news. You adjust, and with the technology that they have this day and age, she's doing great.
The early days were a little touch and go because we don't have hearing loss in our family on either side. So, of course, we have a geneticist among the many people that we have seen and see. And we've gone through, it's still a mystery, and we'll probably never know. But there's all this scary stuff, because she had issues with her eyes. Well, we had to rule out Usher syndrome, so we were going and getting kidney ultrasounds, and we've done just a lot of work with geneticists to make sure that it isn't part of a syndrome. So not only dealing with the deafness, but also understanding that there may be other congenital issues that come with it. I think we've been really fortunate that there haven't been. The eye thing is totally randomly separate. But the big humps were dealing with all the unknown things in front of us. And I feel now she has both of her implants. It's only been 2 years, but gosh, there's been so much that's happened in 2 years. Yeah, and we have a lot of support. I feel like we keep saying we have a lot of support, but literally it's like swimming blind in the water, doing this on your own. You just can't do it.
And that support and the help is out there. Sometimes you might have to look for it, I guess, depending on where you're at. But I know for a fact that it is there, So yeah, she's getting ready to start swimming lessons. She does, like Sarah said, she does gymnastics. She's very active. If one of her receivers is the battery's dying or something like that, she'll take it off, and you can see it blinking. She'll know that something's wrong with it, obviously, and tell us she needs help, or show us that she needs help, I guess I should say. She's starting to say some words, quite a few words. She signs a little bit. So it's taken her a little bit to kind of get rolling with that stuff. They say that children with the cochlear implants, depending on how old they are, I think some of their speech might be a little delayed. At least it has been for Annabelle. But she's starting to do great now. She's pretty amazing.
Yeah. There's no question for me, like, deciding to let somebody do surgery on your newborn is a huge decision, and I understand why some parents don't opt to, but I would, for us, it was hands down the right thing to do. Mm-hmm. When the first time that she heard music on like a video and saw, like, I think it was Michael Jackson.
It might have been Michael Jackson.
She was looking at it and she just does like this and starts dancing. She loves music so much. Everywhere we go, if she hears music, she'll stop. Like her little knees will start bending. So
she's got like her own little dance moves. Yeah, that she's like.
She loves to hear. She loves it.
Yeah.
She lets us know that she wants these things on her head and she wants to be listening.